Welcome to another episode of Savart Podcast, Markets and Beyond, where we simplify wealth and make finance accessible for everyone. Today, we are joined by someone who has dedicated her entire career in helping people to make smarter financial decisions and to build next generation of financial planners. Join me in welcoming Mrs. Sunita Rao, the founder of SunYta.
Thank you so much, Suraj. It is really wonderful. And to be on this platform, I'm sure I'm going to do a lot of value additions for all of you then.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. So, ma'am, you have spent years educating people on financial planning and building professionals in this industry, right? So, to begin with, I want to ask you what inspired you to enter this field and what has kept you passionate? Because this is not a field that many people talk about outside, right? So, what was your driving force to get into this kind of industry?
Yeah. Let me go back a few years ago when, if you notice that nobody becomes an educator by choice. Somebody becomes it by default, So it was like I was ushered into this path of teaching kind of a thing. I didn't know that I was good. It is only when the students who are performing well, they started saying that you teach well. So I thought, okay, what is the difference which I'm adding to it? So what I feel my methodology is teaching is different in way where I don't teach chapter by chapter or something like that. I teach concept by concept. So I invoke the thinking pattern. When you invoke the thinking pattern, the learning is easy. So that is where I stand out from the rest of the educators. And as I wanted to mention, finance education, sometimes people say it's very boring. But I would say that is the best thing, Giving knowledge is the best thing. And giving financial knowledge is still best. So by default, if anybody was pushed into this track, they should choose this path of teaching. Yeah.
So more than boring is what the word that I've used outside with the financial learning and anything related to finance. It's a very dry topic. Yeah, I'm sure you must have heard that, right? How is SunYta different from the other platforms where you get education?
Yeah.
I mean, education in regard to the financial planning and investments or anything of that sort.
Yeah. So coming back to the point again, SunYta was named it with very lot of love kind of a thing. One is that we try to resonate with my name, but the second thing, we wanted to build the intersection point for the advisors and the investors to come at one point. If you see the name SunYta, the Y reflects at the point of where they are converging. So if the investors are not educated, the advisors can't give the right choices. The other way around also. If the advisors are not educated, they can't give the right advisors to the investors. So we wanted to build this platform where it is a very easy learning way kind of a thing. And I totally rub off the people who say that finance is boring. It's not at all boring. It's the most exciting, most beautiful thing. Which topic teaches you to grow money? Only this topic.
Yeah, so, that's true.
So if you say it is boring, it is boring. If it is boring, learn the boring things and have fun in life.
Yeah. I mean, I've spoken to so many people about the same, that no matter which background you're from, at the end of the day, you need to learn finance. Yes. You might be a doctor, you might be an engineer, or any profession for a matter of fact, right? So yes, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah. And tell me a little bit more about yourself. I mean, and even I'm sure the viewers would like to know, like, how did you get into this field, and since how many years are you into this?
Yeah. So I think I must have traveled around 15 years into this training, and I had a gap of period in the sense. Why do you have the back? Obviously, you know that you have some family things going around and you took in a break, But fortunately, after 2020, when the COVID happened and everything become a tech-driven platform, then I understood, yes, now nobody can stop me that way. So the entire India, the entire globe is where I could reach very easily. And fortunately, I built the best of the best CFPs. CFPs is nothing but Certified Financial Planning, which is a very hardcore program kind of a thing. People don't do it out of choice. They do it out of love. So when people pick up a subject because they love the subject, then they're the most successful people on the planet.
Fair enough. Yeah. And was there a specific moment or a client story that made you realize that this was your calling? Because as you told, you started this in COVID, right? There must have been a calling from within, or maybe through any of your students. Again, as you told me earlier, can you cover a little bit more on that, where you realize that, okay, this is something that I can pursue?
Yeah. So honestly speaking, as I mentioned, it hasn't started that, oh, I want to become a finance educator. No, it didn't start that way. But there was prior to this COVID, there was another period where there was a meltdown. It was way back in 2008-10 it has happened, where then I started it.
The global recession?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was a very dull period where people were scared of the markets and everything, and where I started trying out my skills, whether I'm good or bad kind of a thing. So that was the phase when I tested it. And then I realized that this is a program which everyone needs it, whether you want to make a career or you don't want to make a career. So first what happened, a young student who was around 17 years old, she walked into my office and she said that I want to pursue this. And I was reluctant to teach her because I felt that she's so young. But our dad, who was a chartered accountant, he said, see, I just want her to learn. If she can manage her own wealth, I'm happy about it. Not that I want to make too much about it.
And this was way back in 2008?
11.
11, okay.
Yeah. So then what happened? Then I thought, okay. So then I realized that every girl, she should learn this. Then eventually it came up that every boy should learn it. Then it came up that every banker should learn it.
Yeah.
Then it came that every retiree should learn it.
Yeah.
So fortunately, I have the capability of teaching as young as a 18-year-old kid to as senior as a 65-year-old person who's retired from SBI, also is my favorite student that way.
Yes.
So this journey is different. So the students, the way they learn, they build the teacher inside you. Teacher by itself is of no value. But when the students perform, that's where her value comes up. So I love this.
That's
profession.
nice. That's really nice, ma'am. But at any point, didn't you feel like becoming an advisor and like rather than teaching, did you ever think on getting on the advisory end of things like a financial advisor or something of that sort, or a financial planner as what they famously call it? So did you ever thought of pivoting there? Because probably money there would be way more because you'll be handling people's AUMs, I mean, and all of that stuff, right? So don't you think, I mean, didn't this idea ever cross your mind?
Yeah, it may not have crossed my mind automatically, but somebody from outside, they keep saying that. And you also watch, your students are much richer than you that way. So when you say that they're making a lot of money, you understand, oh, there's a lot of money. But not every personality is built like that, So your personality is not built of that kind of a person who can handle the client's money kind of a thing. Because every dip comes up and the client get anxious and the client will make you anxious, So you didn't want to go through that path. In fact, financial education is evergreen industry. Markets go up, down, whatever it is, this will always stay forever. And for everyone, as young as I said, from 18 years to 65, this thing is always there for me. I've chosen the sweet spot where I'm happy with my energies and vibes.
Okay, ma'am. That's really good to know, and that you're driven in teaching. That's lovely. So as you told, ma'am, to follow up on the thing that it's very important for like you can teach a 18-year-old as well. So I mean, going back a little more to the younger generation, people always say that financial planning should be taught in schools, right? And we have been taught math, and it has been happening for hundreds and hundreds of years. But there's still people who can't calculate the interest on the credit card. And a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but yeah, I don't think so that I learned trigonometry and algebra is of any use to me right now. So what do you think, is it important for financial planning to be taught to kids in school? Like, what is your mindset on that?
You're right, Suraj, that there's a lot of narrative going around. The skills should be taught in the finances. Honestly, it is what I feel that the parents who have made the financial mistakes, they feel that the need that the child should be taught in the schools. But if you see the minds are so innocent, so naive. And school is meant to be learned for the other skills, like the social skills or the learning about the history or the geography or the trigonometry and all those things. And they're learning the emotional quotients over there. And teaching them finance at that level when they don't have money in the hand, it may not be taken in the right spirits. They may fumble up and they may make mistakes. They may feel that, okay, I can just invest and make money. That's a passive money. And instead of retiring at 50, I want to retire at 25, because we'll be putting those thoughts in the youngsters. So the youngsters' thoughts are very fresh. I feel that they should be just focused on taking up those skills by which they make up their jobs or the businesses and all those things, but not the financial planning. Financial planning is not just an independent architecture. The architecture of financial plan depends upon the family backup, the family mindset, how it works. You may be brought up in one family background, and I may be brought up in different family setup. I may be having a job and you may be having a business. So both of the things, formats are different. So the background matters more, which is almost 80%, and the financial planning framework that lies on it. So the congruence of it will happen only once they're out of the college kind of a thing, when they just picked up the job, when they're learning what is my basic pay, what is my HRA, what is my CTC and all those things. And that point is the only point, I should use the word, that is the best phase when you should learn. You should learn, and it just takes not too much of a time, It just takes 90 days if they study from teachers like maybe teach in 90 days. Sorry. If they're learning from teachers like me, they learn in 90 days. Max to max, even if you're the dumbest child on the planet, you will take 6 months, not beyond that.
Okay.
And my favorite line is that it's a one-time learning and a lifetime learning.
Yeah.
It's as good as learning a car. If you learn once,
Just investing in yourself, basically.
that's it. And one-time investment. It's not that you have to do it. And the mistake what most of us do, that we keep on trying to learn.
Yeah.
And the rest of, and when we start learning it, when we have made lot of blunders, it has already happened. We have made so many mistakes. So that time you realize, oh, I should have learned it in school. No, school was meant for a playtime. It was a happy time kind of a thing. Yeah.
But okay, I mean, I kind of agree on your point. I mean, not gonna deny that. But at the same time, don't you think so? A basic knowledge on finance or investment should be taught. I mean, we are taught accounting and all of that, right? Like making balance sheet. This is the higher grades of 11th, like senior school 11th or intermediate that they call it. But don't you think so? Basic idea of investments or how to make sure that you be smart about your financial decisions. Don't you think so? That should be taught even if you're not getting into the depth of financial planning.
Yeah, maybe the cursory is done, but the best thing is what a parent or the father, the mother, he or she is the best coach for him, because they set up the disciplines, they set up the financial habits, they talk about everything, the buying the car, buying the house, everything what they talk in the house, and how the parent behaves. So the child also picks it up, So in a classroom where the students come from different strata of income, if one teacher teaches, it may not be taken in the correct way, So that's why the word is personal finance. It is not just finance.
Yeah.
When we say personal finance, it is something, an equation a person has with that finance, So the learning process is something more from the parent side and the outside world than from the school. So I think this is my observations and my thought processes. I'm sure many of the people will disagree with it. So it's as it is. Maybe we'll all are coming to one particular point, because all the time we are rushing about teaching many things at the school level. This has to be taught, coding has to be taught, AI has to be taught, everything has to be taught at that. So when we're crushing so many things, obviously by 30 years they are all done. They feel I'm a retired person. How will they live till 80, 100 years?
Fair enough. But again, on the contrary, despite earning more than ever, right, before the earning capacity was comparatively less of youngsters in the Indian society. So despite of earning more than ever, why do we still think that Indians somewhere down the line at a young age are struggling with money? Again, fine, if school is not the best way or the place, according to you, to teach about personal finance or financial planning, don't you think so somewhere when they are 17, 18, no matter which course or which profession they are in, they should be taught something about personal finance or anything about investments, basically.
Yes.
Like they might be doing medicine or they might be doing engineering, but still, don't you think so it is a place where we actually put in put in slowly about financial planning, because they are, I'm assuming, a little more grown over there, right?
Yes.
17, 18-year-old.
You're right. 18 to 21 is the best time kind of a thing. But that time what happens, they're choosing, like I teach many of those students, they are choosing many things, like they're thinking whether to do a job or whether I have to do a career, whether I have to go abroad to study, or whether I have to crack those JEE exams. There are many things going around in their mind kind of a thing. So suddenly this can be actually, the child may be developing an aversion for this. Oh, I don't want to learn this, And then once he says aversions to that, that will stick on for the next 10 years, So the next 10 years he'll say this finance is boring. I don't want to do it. Girls will say that I don't want to take care of it. Let my husband take care of it, So that is also a sensitive point. But ideally 18 to 21 is a good phase. As you rightly said, at least they should know the taxations, they should know the products, they should know the mutual funds, they should know the formula for the compound interest, and the intent. Intent has to be set. The moment I start earning, I'm going to make my financial plan. If that intent is developed, even in the 3 years, whenever it has happened, once the intent is set, the rest of the things work. The setting of the intention takes place late. Somebody at 35, he thinks, oh, I'm so late. Or somebody at 50, he decides. So then it jeopardizes the things. But the earlier we do, it's good.
Yeah, because I've seen this a lot. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people, youngsters particularly, they probably start earning at 22, 23. I mean, that's the latest I'm putting after they finish their education. And because it's their first job and they just start seeing some money rolling into their bank account, they start procrastinating. That, okay, with my first salary, with my first paycheck, I'll probably buy a good pair of iPhones, a good pair of shoes or something of that sort, watch and all of that. And they keep procrastinating it slowly because they have not been taught about financial planning in their younger days, right?
Correct.
So they see that money, and we can't even blame them honestly, because they just start getting the money and they want to spend it, and they're like, next month invest, and that never happens probably till they realize it's too late now. Yeah.
Actually, it is never too late. And anytime you decide, that is the best time, kind of a
Okay.
thing. So there's a fear factor driven kind of a thing. I'm too late kind
Yeah.
of a thing. It's nothing like that. Suppose a person is 30 years old, he can survive till 80 years old. When a
Yeah.
person who is, say, 40 years old, he may die at 60 years also. So it's the lifespan or the journey which they will be traveling that is important. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, as you rightly said, the people who are earning well or quickly that way, there a lot of money is coming up. It's not the money which is making the mistake, it's the platforms which is coming up, giving them quick EMIs.
Yeah.
So before learning the investments, people should be taught EMIs. So always my session starts with teaching the EMIs first. So people wonder, okay, oh, that should be taught later on. I said, no, first and foremost this. The moment we learn the EMI calculations first, everything is in order, you know. So you make one mistake of picking up the wrong EMI, you're stuck for the next 20 years kind of a thing. So the EMI learning is the first, credit card learning is first,
Yeah.
and then rest is also sorted kind of a thing.
As helpful as a credit card is, I'm sure it's a double-edged sword again.
Yes.
So yeah, ma'am, good point that you put out the EMI thing. It was somewhere in my mind to ask you that as well. I mean, there's this zero cost EMI and zero interest EMI, sorry, and all of the schemes that have been coming up to attract youngsters in particular. So what one lesson do you usually give your students? How do you control the greed, not the greed, but again the temptation, I would say? How do you control the temptation with regard to the EMI and credit card and all of that?
Yeah. See, actually they say when we teach the maths of EMI, we never say that the EMI is wrong or bad. Every EMI is good. How it is working in your interest is the main fundamental understanding. If they say there is a zero, no EMI kind of a thing, there's a little bit of a stars over there. You know? So asterisks are there. If you just go down and read that, everything is very clearly written. Even for example, your credit card statement, everything is clearly written. Because that is there. The only rush which we do is that we don't read the documents, we are quick in signing it up, and we take an impulsive decision.
Yeah.
But if we don't take that impulsive, just take a pause for a day. Suppose I want to buy an iPhone today. I just take a pause for a week and come back whether I really want it. Or can I defer it for another 6 months or 3 months? That cooling period of decision is something which actually always works in favor kind of a thing, you know. Because that time we are in a heat of decision. It's so attractive, so attractive. Yeah, obviously it is attractive. That's what is meant for it, and you're earning for that. We have to live a life happily. It's not that we have to live in a frugality or we have to cut short all our desires and everything. No. Everything is right, but how much it is, I can take it up, that appetite I have. How much percentage of the income is to my, percentage of EMI is to my income. If I know the math, it is 30%. If it is in a healthy balance, I know that my income is going to go up every year on year. It's going to increase. But my EMI is constant. So I know that I'll have a surplus after a couple of years down the lane. So that is what we teach. So not just understanding only the EMI, the entire financial planning has many nuggets around it. All the things are playing together. So when everything is playing together, we should know how to build a blueprint for the financial plan. We say that. So once that architecture is done, it's a lifetime journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much on covering this. I mean, me being an impulsive buyer, I guess I'm sure many people watching this also get into the impulsive buys of things and purchase a lot of things impulsively. I guess this is a good point you put it out, ma'am. Thanks for that. So at Savart, we get a lot of questions about what is the best stock, what is the best fund to pick up, what is a good entry point, and many such questions. But nobody asks what is a good financial plan. What do you think is the reason? I mean, is there lack of knowledge, or is there lack of interest? It's just about stock everywhere, right? And nowadays it's more than stock. It's all about intraday and FNOs and all of that. So why don't people ask about financial plan? What is a good financial plan in general? What do you think can be the reason?
Yeah, throughout my journey of my professional educations, when I'm educating a lot of MFTs or a lot of professions when I'm teaching them, as you rightly said, the same question comes up, you know. So nobody wants a financial plan. Why they don't want? Because number one, they have a feeling that it is meant for the richer people. It's not meant for the common people. That is number one mistake they have. The second thing, they feel that it's very boring and it's very difficult. It's a big task kind of a thing. And third thing, they feel that the other person will know my finances and he will judge me. But honestly, none of the three work kind of a thing. Once the plan is made, when you break it up into small pieces kind of a thing, the first step is I have to build my emergency fund. if you just focus on the emergency fund for the next 3-4 months, you're sorted. Once that goal is done, the rest of the plan works out, So the plan word itself is dreaded, and that too only for the finances. You talk about wedding planning, everyone rush up. You talk about vacation planning, they love it.
Yeah.
It's only the word finance planning, they have a think, oh my God, it's so boring. But trust me, once that is done, everything falls into place. All the relationships, your health, your happiness, everything falls into place, So that boring, whatever you call it, if that is crossed over, trust, it's a happy journey. That's why we use the word wealth creation. So wealth creations, when we say that, we say build your passive income. How nice that I'm earning, say, only 30,000, but there's another parallel passive income is coming up. And why I'm building the passive income? It helps me in taking my decisions freely. I'm in the free thing. When I say financial freedom, it's always we think that, oh, I'm sitting somewhere on the Goa beaches or something like that. But it's not that. Financial freedom is something that I can happily do anything I want. So that is the point which every one of us, we have to reach that, come what may. We have no excuse ki nahi, mujhe nahi karna. Sorry. We don't have any excuse that I will not do it, I do not need it, let us see how things pan up. No, not like that, So,
Yes.
and especially if it is a couples, all the more it comes up with the more responsibility. Both of them have to tone down to that.
So a lot of people are coming nowadays, are very open-minded about financial planning because they don't have any plan after retirement, as they don't have a pension. So do you think that the youngsters nowadays are getting more aware of financial planning at a young age?
Yes, definitely, because they have all understood, thanks to all the social media coming up, lot of articles coming up, a lot of professional planners are coming up, because the entire system is now getting riveted into that direction. So the awareness has come up in a great way. So I'm sure we are now evolving into a beautiful ecosystem, So not only just educators like me, there are very, very senior financial planners who are doing it awesome work kind of a thing, and they are doing the genuine client first advisory. When you say client first advisory means they don't just touch base the products, they touch base the what you say, the person's personality. They understand the risk profile of the person, because the products by itself is risky. Then when you understand the risk profile of the client, the matching happens very fast. So it's always wise to take the professional support, help. Help is not the right word, support, or you treat them like a co-pilot in driving your wealth creation. With them on your side, you know that yes, I'm going to achieve my goals. So once the goals are patterned and the products are linked, it's a one-time task. You don't have to every day do the trading.
Exactly.
So if you don't have any other job and you have ample time for the trading and all those things, yes, that is a good thing. But if you're somewhere in a busy life, then this will not work for you, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, when I joined Savart and when I got to know about the financial planning, I was stunned by it because I didn't know much about it a couple of years back. And then later on, when I understood, spoke to the team at our organization, and then I realized that this is something great for the people moving forward, and how they can save the money and have a passive income post their retirement, or just lead a comfortable life.
Correct.
Yes. So yeah, everywhere we go, ma'am, nowadays we are hearing the word tip. Right? There have been so many people who ask us, there's so many people who come to our office, and before becoming a client, they're like, do you guys give any tips or insider insider news and things of that sort? That's such an addictive word, I feel. And nobody is using the word plan or planning, right? What do you think it is with human mind that we look for shortcuts, right? Tip is a very shortcut way of finding a good success or a good stock probably to invest in. So what's up with the human mind where people, knowing that it is a shortcut way or a risky way, they still want to go by it? What do you think it could be the reason?
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. But the human nature is that we want instant money, we want quick results, But very easily we know that the higher the returns, the higher is the risk, kind of a thing. So what you put it up, everything can become zero. If you have that tensile strength to handle that loss, then it is good, But eventually everyone burns their fingers and they come back, So nobody comes to financial plan day one, I want to do this. He must have gone, or she must have gone through certain past mistakes, kind of a thing, and then she just come to you. So that is good only in a way. Let them burn a little bit of thing, because the more you say don't do it, the more they will try to do it, kind of a thing. So tips, as it is not regulated. People should be very wary when they are earning their money with lot of hard work and lot of difficulty they're earning it, so they should be having the rightful control on it, where it is going. So they should know where my money is going on. If I'm spending for myself, it's good. If I'm spending for my child, it is good. If I'm spending for my investment, it is good. But if I'm trying to blow the money, that is wrong. And blowing the money on a leverage where I'm borrowing the money and doing it, it's still bigger disaster, So it is just a flashy kind of a things which is happening up. Yes, I'm very bit unhappy the way people are doing this tips thing and all those things.
You have these Telegram channels and all.
Yes, so but yes, that is there, and eventually all people will all understand kind of a thing. That is not the path to go kind of a thing.
So are there any students of yours who have actually lost a lot of money in the stock market when it comes to trading and FNO intraday and then come to you?
I do not actually touch base those questions. Honestly, when they come to me as a student, I do not even talk too much about their profiles. It's like later on after they finish the education, then I come to know that, oh my God, he's such a big man, or he's such a rich man. He's handling already 2,000 clients kind of.
Oh wow, that's
so
great.
when they come up with a clean slate, as a teacher for me also it is happy. If I know all those backdrops kind of a thing, it's very difficult to teach. So I ask them to come with the surrender thought process.
Fair enough.
Keep yourself everything away. Keep yourself unlearn your past kind of a thing, and have the journey for the next 90 days to 120 days with us.
So do you think people spend too much time looking for the best investment rather than planning for a good financial pathway moving forward for them?
No, I don't think they take too much of time about all those things. It depends from which genre they're coming. If somebody is having a lot of time kind of a thing, they'll do it. But honestly, many people just don't do it. At least the kind of the people I'm interacting with, like maybe if it is women or the young girls kind of a thing, they are all together in a different energy levels, They're still figuring out their life. They're still trying to find out the partner, still trying to find out the right kind of a job and everything. So they do not very thoughtfully think about the finances. Thinking about the finances comes later on when all these emotions are settled down kind of a thing. So I don't think, but at least I haven't met those kind of.
And what is the average age group of people who are interested in learning about financial planning?
Oh, see, actually, as I said, from 80 years to 65, everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Average comes around 35 to 40 years kind of a thing. Because they are at that spot where they've already done certain blunders, and they know that in next 25 years I am serious about my wealth creation, because now they have already taken EMIs for the house, EMI for the car, and everything they have taken kind of a thing. So now the realization has come, so now they are better students that way.
So while teaching or before they become your students, do you suggest anybody to take on the path of a financial planner or financial advisor? Like, do you suggest them to do anything of that sort? Like, take it up as a profession?
Yeah, I tell them when they ask for it, because mostly I feel that we should not give too much of career advices or too much advices on the marriage or something like that, because that is a very personal thing, Yes, I can show them the path. Actually, once you start this, how the journey is beautiful, how it is there. This is the only industry where your earnings gets compounded as your client gets wealthy kind of a thing, So it is linked like that, and it is always structurally growing, It will never collapse. Most of the other things means your job can be there for a certain period of time, and then it may come down, or you have to upskill yourself. Many things will happen. But here, if you're always doing good or always doing right, your number of clients and the number of investors will keep on increasing for you. And it is something which you can do at a ease, a very low investment cost of a business. You don't have to have a huge setups kind of a thing. You should be just a good person, listen to the clients carefully, do the right things for him. Everything is easy kind of. So you have a flexible way of life, You're not caught between 12 hours or 16 hours of work kind of a thing. In a week, even if you meet for 4 clients and you're doing for that, it's good enough kind of a thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've seen craze amongst people or hype amongst people about investments, especially after COVID. I guess when COVID happened, a lot of people got some time to self-reflect on their investments. Don't you think that people started taking investments more seriously after COVID?
I may slightly say a word. People have learned finances to teach others, So they learned from some YouTubes, and then now they start teaching kind of thing. So they just think, teaching these few things, become a finance wizard. No, finance is a very, very a serious professions kind of a thing. It takes long time to become a very deep convicted professionals that way. So people learn finances to teach others, So I think that was the phase where it is going on. And now the things are mellowed down. So people have learned that, I have to take a serious learning, take serious help from the professionals. That is what has come.
Yeah, but again, it's so difficult for somebody who has no idea and they want to learn. They just randomly go on YouTube, and you see Instagram in particular nowadays. There are so many people trying to teach finance, and a person who's not very aware of what might be the right way, they might just be gullible enough to just fall into the trap. Don't you think so?
Correct. And we all think, at least the general 99% of us, we all think that finances is all about investments.
Yeah.
But there's so many other things there, like insurance, the health insurances, and the tax planning, and then the estate planning, like making the wills. All those things is such a huge subject. It is not the which stock or which mutual fund. It is the other thing. If I don't have the right health insurance plan, one small thing happens to me or one of my family money, all those things money will get swapped up. So you'll be ending up into a big EMIs or something like that. So, similarly, the life insurance. If you have seen during the COVID also, many young persons, they have passed away. So many women face that problem and they lost their husbands kind of a thing. And they didn't even know how to handle the bank accounts, how to handle the nominations, how to handle the lockers. So many things happen. So finance is not investments. The moment they understand the gravity of it, this is important, then I think every one of us will be serious. And planners are required for that part of it.
Yes. And I feel nowadays, I mean, with AI, a lot of people are trusting AI, which is not the best thing for investments and for their portfolios and all of that, because all of us know it's a double-edged sword again. Like, it's a double-edged sword as in it can not only make you wealthy, but even at the same time, one wrong decision can make you poor, right? We have so many people who come to Savart that they have unfortunately not chosen the right way of investments, and then they come for help. In case of financial planning, again, do you think AI can overpower financial planners moving forward?
It may, because see, as I understand, the AI ka thing is what it depends upon the inputs which we are giving, the right kind of a questions we are doing, giving it, the right kind of a goals which I am going to talk. Then only it will make a mathematical calculations. But if you are my planner, what you will do, you will analyze different scenarios for me. Okay, what if I want to retire at 55? What if I want to retire at 60? What if I want to retire at 45? How much corpus I should have it? So the probable scenarios you as a planner can give me more than an AI can give kind of a thing. So AI will keep on giving those things which you ask it. But only a planner can observe what is your internal nature. The AI cannot understand your risk-taking capacity. AI will not understand what is your financial background. So many things it will not understand. So always the planners, it is good for the planners because the investors are coming with a lot of homework done. They're coming with a lot of things done. And now they're sitting across the table, yes, this is what, So that is good for the planners only, because they are already coming up in the right directions. Yes, to an extent it may, but not that, because ultimately it's not always the financial decisions, it's more of an emotional decision. I want to buy a car, I go to the showroom, 4 of us, the family goes and we change the models, no, not this, I'll buy this kind of thing. So financial decisions is more about the family or emotions decisions.
So I want to ask you, I mean, just on a personal note, how do you take care of your investments? So what are your investments like, if you don't mind me asking?
No, see, we built up in a generation where we were like more, parents were driving us kind of a thing. They were ensuring this. And we were like more of giving importance to the structure of the family more than the investments. I learned the things very late kind of a thing. I dabbled it kind of a thing. It's not that it happened easy for me, So even I have been through all those things. So that's why probably I'm sitting here with a lot of conviction. So I can see my mistakes coming through the next thing. That's why that urge to teach others is more inside me now, because I've been through that mill kind of a thing. But once I learned it, it is sorted. Then I don't have to look to anybody kind of a thing. You don't have to ask anybody. And again, to make mistakes is a human. We will make mistakes. Let it be.
So do you have an aggressive mindset towards investment, or you're most
see, sometimes you're aggressive, sometimes you're moderate. It goes on and on. As a woman, we also have the temptations. Walk in front of a showroom and you want to buy those diamond necklaces.
I'm sure.
So it's always a battle inside you. So financial plan is not that it is boring kind of a thing. It is not that you have to live a life in a format. Your financial plan should be such that it takes care of your post-retirement kind of a thing. But the pre-retirement has to be happy one, So I should be able to know how much surplus I can spend, how much I can plan for the other things. I don't have to really worry about the next EMI, whether I can pay or not pay kind of a thing. If that anxiety is reduced and you can sleep happily, I think that is the best indicator of your financial planning.
Got it. And as you told, like financial planning is not for the rich. Even a person who's earning a small income probably will be able to plan. So is there a number in your mind? I mean, when you teach your students, do you tell them to reach a particular stage of salary and then start financial planning? Or it can be probably their salary is 30,000-40,000 rupees and they can still do the financial planning?
See, whatever be the income, the first 2 years or 3 years is only about setting the discipline kind of a thing. Even if you start 1,000 rupees or 2,000 or 5,000 kind of thing, that first 2-3 years is for that period only to set the discipline. And not only setting the discipline, you're aware what are the products are there. So what happens when I'm doing that, I know these kind of mutual funds are there, or these kind of stocks are there, or these kind of a thing. So it's both this thing is happening. I'm learning also, I'm investing kind of a thing. And once beyond that, then it goes into a different format kind of a thing. So there's nothing small or big. Even if you see in your home, your maids or cooks or drivers or something, even if they're earning less, still they're doing some kind of a format of investing. They do 3,000, 5,000 kind of. So the knack of, like Indians, we by default, we have that inbuilt DNA that we have to save, So once that thing is done, it is always there. And rich people have a different way of financial plan. They have, or the HNIs, as you say, they're not really worried about that in the wealth creations. They're more worried about the wealth protections and how it is going to pass on to the next generation, how the business is transforming, how the things are going.
It's about the legacy taking forward.
So that has a different thing. Ultimately, the financial plan isn't there for every person. Any person who starts up, it is there. Even a child is born today, so the parents start doing the financial plan for the child, So it's the day we are born on this planet, it is there,
Nice, that's good to know, Okay, so now that we are coming towards the wrap of the podcast, ma'am, this is one question that I'd definitely like to ask you, and I generally ask most of the people who have come on our podcast. So one piece of financial advice, if you could go back in time and give yourself, what would that be?
Okay. Maybe I would have learnt things faster at an early age, and maybe I would not have been dependent on many people asking things, because if you don't know finances, there's some sort of an inferiority complex within you kind of a thing. Even if you are the PhD also, you feel that I don't know many things, So to have the confidence in life, to take the decisions of other things, the finance knowledge is important. So I feel that I should have learned it before kind of a thing. So probably I would have taken many things in a different things. I would not have been directed by many people, So I feel the moment you start doing it on your own, a lot of things fall into place. So I would have probably done it way before. And if it is girls, I say that girls all should mandatorily learn before 25 years, come what may. Like the way you learn driving a car, you should learn to drive your finances. If these two are plugged in, the rest of the things falls into the place. So I think finance is a mandatory subject for the girls at least.
So one more question that that has just popped up in my mind is that imagine a person, an XYZ person, he doesn't have any interest in pursuing finance or investments as a career. And he's probably an engineer, hypothetically. So now if he learns financial planning, how much time do you think he needs to spare on a daily basis or monthly or weekly, whatever you suggest? How much time do you think he or she needs to spend in order to plan their finances? Because a lot of times what happens is they might have done a course, but again, they go to a certified financial institution of some sort or an advisor because they don't have the time on a daily basis, right?
Yes, correct.
So what do you think? What do you think would be a good time for a person to set aside to plan their finances or check whatever things they need to check on a daily basis?
But in the industry, as per the things which is going around, ideally, the moment a person decides, I want to do the financial plan, and they reach out to you that I have to do it, it just takes only 4 meetings of 1 hour each to set it up, not to learn, to do their own finances with the help of a guided professional. So it's the first conversation when they have between the client and the planner, it sets up a relationship. So even the planner will not take up every client on the board. Some things he will say that, oh, I cannot handle it. or I may not have the expertise for it, or maybe it is a very damaged portfolio that he cannot actually give too much of value to it. So it's either way, and even the client will also trust the person. Ki is he good? Is his credentials good? Is he SEBI regulated? Has it in the past he has done similar clients kind of a thing? When he checks all those things and he start trusting, and the more he shares, the more the other gentleman, the planner, he will give the right plan. It's more about the data you're sharing with the other person. People fear giving the data. No, we should not. The data is everywhere. We just feel that, oh, I have given to Suraj, then that means Suraj knows everything about me. No, my data is known by everybody. My banker knows my data. Everyone knows it. One PAN card, one Aadhaar card, everyone knows about it.
But more than a planner, what I'm asking is if I'm a certified financial planner and I want to plan my finances, I've done the course or everything, right? I have the knowledge.
Yeah.
But how much time do I denote on a basic level, like on a daily basis, to see everything is going well and all of that? As a person, like not from an organization point of view, as an individual taking care of their own finances, how much time do you think?
Only the first time it takes a time to set up kind of a thing. So that usually takes 4 to 5 sittings. You can say that 4 to 5 hours you have to do it. If you're knowledgeable, it is good. If you're not knowledgeable and you take a learning program with us, we teach it in 21 days kind of a thing. In 21 days, you spend 1 hour every day and we help you in making your plan. The data is yours, everything is yours, structure is yours, because what happens, it's not, the plan is very dynamic, it is not static. What you made it today, it will not stay here for the rest 30 years, Then your wife may interfere, she'll say, no, this, then maybe your dad will say something else. So you have to keep evolving all the time. So 21 days is a good time. If you cannot do it in 21 days, at least for taking out 1 hour per week for the timeline, it is not going to help kind of a thing. The moment you've done it, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
If every person watching this podcast, one lesson or one key takeaway for them on the topics that we have discussed so far, what would that be for you?
I think one is just simple. Just do it. Like we saying, just do it. And finance is not jargons. Finance is not boring. Finance is love. Finance is everything. So the moment you put a lot of thing for it, everything works magically in your favor. So who knows the board mass? You remember the board mass?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Mathematics.
Yes, that's it. So finance is just board mass. If you know that board mass, everything is done. It is all plus, minus, multiplication, division. That's it. That's the power of compounding. And we know that. That's it. Income minus expenses is my investments. I invest. It compounds. It's a mathematical formula. That's it.
Yes.
So understanding the product is a little bit of a challenge. But if you do 2 or 3 products, you'll automatically start able to figure it out.
Got it.
So devote a particular time for it. Don't have to devote too much of a time for it. But it is your baby which you're growing it. So you have to watch.
Yes. So yes, ma'am, thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure your expertise have helped our viewers. And I'm sure they've gotten clarity on what financial planning is. And yes, thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Suraj. I really hope lot of good wishes to you and your team, Savart, and the way you're doing it so well, especially driving this AI-driven platform. I think 80% of the task is already sorted kind of a thing. So we don't have to do something from the scratch. So all of us know that when I have a very wonderful platform, I would just take up that one
extra leap of step and faith.
Just do it. So that procrastination over this weekend, instead of going for a movie or instead of just sitting in the house and having a cup of tea, just come and start it off. It's just one kickstart and it's done.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you so much.